Okay, peeps, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about what is the upside potential for the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. ETH versus ETH, I guess. ETHE versus ETH. I don't know. Anyways, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to bring up is Kansas Plowboy requested this video. So this is for you, my guy. Sorry it's taken me so long to get back to these. We've been really super busy, even more so in recent weeks. So we kind of forgot about the requests. Apologize about that, but we're going to get here to them shortly. So let's go ahead and get into the content. As you guys can see here, we have the Grayscale Ethereum Trust on the left and the actual spot Ethereum on the right. So we're going to take a look at both. Now, the first thing that I want to point out here is we are on the macro, well, what we like to refer to as our macro time frame. So this would be the kind of the I would say the easiest way to top the or to be able to more accurately predict or know when the bottom or a top of a particular crypto is coming in is on the weekly time frame. So as you guys can see here, our lowest support level is between, I would say, roughly about like $2 and up to a couple $100. Do I think we're ever going to get to those levels again? Honestly, no. Reason I say that is because you can see that Ethereum during its 2017 peak hit roughly about $1,400, and then we retested it as resistance here when Bitcoin was going up, blasted straight through it and did like another 5x, I think it was. And then during the bear market of last year, which was absolutely brutal for both crypto and stocks, Bitcoin itself went down roughly about 75%. We could take a look at the drop here just so you guys can see how significant it was. From the top to the wick low, about 80%, and from the top to the candle bottoms, roughly about, I would say, full 78%. So slightly more than Bitcoin. But the most important thing to note here is that we did bounce off of this previous peak here, which was resistance flipped into support, and we did not break below it. Okay, now if we broke below it, then obviously that'd be a little bit concerning. That might be like a flash crash, or maybe the Fed cuts rates and the S&P 500 tanks like 50% or something like it did back in 2008, and then crypto just absolutely capitulates as a result of that. That could be something that sends us back to that $100 to $200 level. Me personally, I don't want to buy Ethereum above $1,000. So I probably will not be buying it on this cycle, just so y'all know. I think there's better opportunities elsewhere. It doesn't mean that Ethereum is not a good opportunity. It just means that there is better opportunities elsewhere. So just my opinion, of course. But as you guys can see, we've held that support and we have moved from roughly about $1,000 to almost $2,000. So you guys can see that $2,000 level has been holding as pretty strong support. So basically roughly about I would say 1750. Let's actually move this down a little bit. So I would say roughly about 1750 to 2130 is going to be your rough resistance range here. Multi-month, multi-year resistance. If we get past that, we're looking at potentially as high as, I would say the next level would be up here at 3600. That would be your next potential take profit target. And then from that point, 4000, 4400, and then all the way up at 4800. Now, something I want to point out that a lot of people have talked about with Ethereum is a lot of people speculate that Ethereum is going to do on the next cycle what Bitcoin did in 2017. So what do I mean by this? I'm going to pull up the chart of Bitcoin here. So we'll go back in time here just a little bit. Let's see here. So really got to zoom out here to see it, because again, this is kind of how crazy these crypto bull runs can be. I mean, they can just be really ridiculous at times, but that's good. That's how we make money. So as you guys can see here, before Bitcoin really truly started taking off to the upside, you can see it really started ramping up from basically this $1,000 level right here. And we went from 1,000 to basically 20,000. So this was the 2017 peak for Bitcoin. And then if we scale out here a little bit, give you the big picture, you guys can see that we more or less never really truly broke below these previous highs. I mean, yeah, we came down to below this candle here a little bit, but we never really truly broke the previous highs. And to further illustrate the point here, we're going to zoom out even further, but this time on the monthly. So you guys can see the candle closes here on the monthly are sitting at about 16,000, but the candle closes for the 2017 peak on Bitcoin is sitting at 14,000. So in terms of the monthly time frame, we actually did not close below the previous peak, and we also have had higher peaks and higher bear market lows, as you guys can see here over time. So that's something to keep in mind. With that being said, do I think that Ethereum could go to 20,000 on the next cycle top? Yes, I would say it's possible. It's hard to say if it will actually do that. The reason I say this is because Bitcoin has always been the number one cryptocurrency throughout all of crypto's history. It's always been number one. It's never been flipped ever by anything. A lot of people think that Ethereum could flip Bitcoin. It's possible, but we got to take the tokenomics into consideration. So there's only 21 million Bitcoin, but I think there's like 120 million or something, 150 million amount of Ethereum. So there's more Ethereum than there is Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is more valuable than ETH. So with that being said, if Bitcoin goes to 200,000 and Ethereum goes to 20,000, let's say, so Bitcoin basically does a 3x the previous highs, and Ethereum does, we'll say basically a 4x the previous highs, then there's most likely Ethereum is not going to flip Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin goes to only 150,000 and Ethereum goes to 20,000, there's a chance that Ethereum can flip Bitcoin. But again, understand that we've never seen this throughout 11 years of crypto history. It's never happened. So I want you all to keep that in mind. Now, we're going to focus on the actual ETHE or Grayscale ETH Trust part. The reason I wanted to go over the Ethereum first is because that's what Grayscale ETH Trust is based on. Okay. We always want to take a look at the underlying. That's important. But in terms of Ethereum, we have balanced off support. We're moving into resistance. There could be a pullback at $2,000. We saw a golden cross back here where the price moved up from 1,000 to 2,000. Then we sold off at, well, basically like around the 50% level, so 1950, but the top was really at 2000, and we are actually seeing another golden cross on the MACD here, as you guys can see. So in terms of ETHE, just taking a bird's eye view look at the chart, you guys can see that, well, we'll actually we'll move just to the ETHE chart and pull Ethereum out of the way here. So this is the Ethereum Grayscale Trust chart. As you guys can see, when it opened, it basically, well, pretty much we had kind of that in-between peak drop where Bitcoin dropped 50% during the summertime of, or no, sorry, this is a different time frame. So, okay, so yeah, they came out with this trust basically during the second half of 2019, which if we go back to Bitcoin here, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin real quick just to confirm. So this is June, July of 2019. So we're going to flip to the monthly time frame here on Bitcoin. Sorry for the jumping around, guys, but this is kind of how it has to go sometimes. So yeah, as you can see, Bitcoin is the king crypto, and it pretty much moved down from that time frame that the ETH Grayscale Trust came out. So we're going to flip back to the weekly here. The reason I pull at Bitcoin is because Bitcoin kind of leads the market. If it goes up, everything else goes up. If it goes down, everything else goes down. Oh, sorry, this is my bad. This is Ethereum. So we want the ETH Grayscale Trust chart. So yeah, I mean, this thing pretty much capitulated for the second half of the year, kind of similar to what Bitcoin did. So again, when looking at these charts, keep the price action of Bitcoin in mind. That's always important. But the most ideal price to get into ETHE would have been at $4. As you guys can see here, we'll draw in like a little zone here on ETH so you can see it. This has been pretty much your absolute low macro multi-year, multi-month bottom buying opportunity, pretty much between, I'd say, $2 and about $4.50 a share. The peak sitting all the way up here at $46. The absolute peak, I mean. So, I mean, if you basically bought down here and you held to this peak, you could be taking a look at as much as a 10x. I mean, if you put $1,000 in, you're gonna make, your total investment would be worth 10,000. You'll make 9,000 in profit. Now, in terms of a target where you guys would have more opportunity to actually get out, I would say probably somewhere in this zone right here. So let's actually flip these from green to red, just so we know what we're looking at here. Red indicates resistance or selling points. Green indicates buying points, or basically support levels. So pretty much anything between 25 to 29 to $30, somewhere in there, I would say is probably a good place to maybe start taking profit, not financial advice. Like, I'll tell you guys how I would do it. If I was going to put, like, let's say, I don't know, $5,000 into ETHE, okay? We'll just take a random number. And I was expecting, like, let's say I bought at the current price, which is, $14, and I was looking to start taking profit, I would probably take about 50% of my initial investment off the table, or 50% of the profit off the table, right at this level. So that's about a 2x. As you guys can see, it's not as much as it would have been down here, but again, ETH and ETHE have moved up off the lows. So 2x, still $2,500 in profit. And then I would just be looking to scale all the way up pretty much into this resistance zone up here is how I would do it if I was going to position myself for this. But because it has moved up so much off the lows at this point, you're talking more than a 3x. I would probably pass on ETHE personally. Do I think there's a lot of potential in this? Yes. If Ethereum goes to $20,000, what could potentially be the price of ETHE? Well, it could be a lot higher. It could be, we'll say this. We'll say that the current price right now of Ethereum is about $2,000. So ETHE basically holds Ethereum, and the current price is $15. So if Ethereum were to do a 10x from 2,000 to 20,000, ETHE would do a 10x from $15 to $150 theoretically. So you're basically talking about roughly 135% move. Again, we got to really zoom out the charts here to see where that price lies, but it's pretty far up there. That is assuming that Ethereum does new all-time highs in the next bull cycle, which it probably will. I mean, there's a good chance it will. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. It's the second largest cryptocurrency, and a lot of altcoins are based on Ethereum. They're Ethereum contract coins, or ERC20s. So if that were the case, that it were to go up to $150, I would say, if it was me personally, again, not financial advice, you guys can do what you want to with your own money. But if I had $5K in this and I was looking to take profit, I would probably take, and I thought that the price of Ethereum would go up to $150. I would take 25% of my position off the table here at roughly about a 2x, 25% here. And then I would say I would probably start taking like maybe 10% at $80, 10% at $100, 10% at $120, and then I would take the rest off the table as it approaches 150 is how I would do it. Now, it's possible you could just hold the thing all the way up to 150, but the reason why I would want to scale out if it was me, again, personally, is because nobody knows if it's going to go to $250. I mean, we haven't even seen ETHE go above $47. And as I've told you guys in previous videos, it's very difficult to time anything when it's in price discovery mode. You just don't know where the top is going to be when you're hitting new all-time highs. Anything is possible, okay? Anything could be a price target. It could go up to, you could see this thing wick up all the way up here to $60 and then get slammed back down, and that $60 wick up here could be the top, and you'd think like, oh yeah, it's going to go to $150 or whatever, but then $60 ends up being the top. I mean, something like that could happen. It could keep ripping to $150, $200. That's in my opinion, of course, just my opinion, the reason why it's a good idea to take profit on the way up. Now, if if spot Bitcoin ETFs get approved and those come onto the market, and let's say $3 to $5 trillion flows into the crypto space, not just Bitcoin, but Ether and other altcoins as well as a result of that before the halving event takes place. Let's just assume that happens. I mean, there's no telling what the price of ETH could be. It could be Ethereum could go up to like $20,000-$30,000. It's possible. Okay, I underestimated just how powerful the crypto bull markets can be on the last bull cycle by a long shot. ETHE could go to $200 to $300. It's possible. I'm not trying to shill this or hype it up. I'm just saying, if the spot Bitcoin ETFs get approved and $30 trillion of assets under management now are giving their clients institutional access to crypto, and only 15% of that flows into crypto, so we'll say $5 trillion. I mean, that's huge, guys. $5 trillion, that's bigger. Look, I'm going to show you how big that is, okay? That is bigger than the entire crypto market cap. That's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins combined. That amount of money by itself, than the crypto market cap and total market cap peak was at the peak of the bull market, which was about $3 trillion. So if we took the current market cap on top of a potential $5 trillion flowing into crypto on top of that, that doesn't even include the halving taking place or retail traders FOMOing in when the news media start talking about Bitcoin and stuff. That's $6.3 trillion right out of the gate. Okay. And when the crypto market cap was at 3 trillion, Ethereum was at $5,000. So that just goes to show you what's possible. So anyways, this is for you, the Texas Plowboy, the one who commented this. Hope you all enjoyed this content. Let us know if you're going to buy Ethereum or the ETH Trust down in the comments below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.